skills. Look, boy, you in the danger room. Yeah, you in the danger room. Come on now. It's like a dream. Everything moving fast, but you moving slow. Change the tempo, watch, we on time. Hey, now you know. Listen to the rhythm we giving them, we bringing it with passion. Smashing, you should just move to my groove. Case in point, watch how I improve. Then the automator is ready, you know we're hater, a music motivator, and I'ma show you later. But right now we getting down. You frown, cause I surround your sound. With rhythm that's raw rhymes that really you get ya. Do your silly do like a Philly and I split ya. Hit your hard style showing out. Exhale long and blow 'em out. Yeah, you in the danger room, come on now. Yeah, you in the danger room, come on now. Look, boy, you in the danger room. Hone your skills. Hone your skills. Look, boy, you in the danger room. Yeah, you in the danger room. Come on now. It's like a dream. Everything fast, but you moving slow. It's like a dream. Everything fast, but you moving slow.
What is up, my kings and queens? It's your man Cassius King. Today, we're gonna play with our Magic Slot Solo, flip them interiors, add Yanktons, green and Clister Kush tint to our cars. Alright, now, as you can see, I made my way on down to Spanish Avenue. First thing you're gonna wanna do is have the vehicle that you wanna flip. For me, I'll be using this tan and green Karen 190Z. You're also going to need a donor vehicle to pass the upgrades that you would like to steal. And this Tesseract's got some green window tint with a lime green trim and accent. It's also got my blank Yankton plate. I've also got stored here 3 magic slots to choose from. We're only going to be using one today. you can feel free to go ahead and take your pick. Choose any of the ones that you'd like to use and take it out. We're going to have to get this magic slot stored in the back of our MOC. I like to use Spanish Avenue because, well, holds so many memories of gift cards to friends. You know how easy it is for you to request your MOC and for it to appear right behind you, as long as you're parked in the other direction. And I can pull right on out of my garage and take this magic slot into the back of my MOC, and I'll just push the vehicle out of the way that's stored there. Make sure you get the full alert anytime you're pushing your magic slot. Alright, once you do, and you have your magic slot safely stored, we're good to go. We're ready to start our glitch. And I should mention that we will be using the auto shop. As always, it should be full. We're not going to be using any vehicles from that location. When you pull your magic slot vehicle out of your MOC, you can feel free to go ahead and destroy it. We need this vehicle placed in insurance. I'm going to go ahead and cook a grenade, just throw it on top of the hood. Now you can take your MOC, since it's already here, and drive yourself on down to your auto shop. Don't forget to call Lester.
Hey,
Yo, Lester, what's good, man?
Oh, hey.
I need the
You're
cops
in
to turn a
trouble.
blind eye.
Okay, I'll deal with it.
Knew I could count on you, my man. Anyways, once you're here up at the auto shop, you should be able to just kind of leave your MOC out on the road, just so that your blue dot is exposed and we can enter. Alright, and so I've already got my magic slot vehicle that's stored back there destroyed in the insurance list, so I just need to go ahead and call out that vehicle that I'd like to duplicate and flip, the Karen 190Z. And after a short moment in time, it should spawn just up the street for you, and you can feel free to go ahead and begin with the duplication process. Alright? And the first thing we're going to want to do is take this vehicle on up to the auto shop doors. Make sure we don't get too close, but we're going to go ahead and get it to full alert. Alright, and once you get it, you can go ahead and decline it and drive right on back to your MOC. And you'll notice you'll just get sucked in, no right D-pad. You'll be stuck on a black screen. So just go ahead and press your PlayStation button once to go to your dashboard and come on back. And once you're pulled into the back of your MOC, we're going to go ahead and need to begin to duplicate our tanks to block off the doors so that we can teleport into this vehicle at the same time as we accept the alert for us to exit the back of the MOC. Alright, and now there are a few different practices you can use. Some like to open the doors before they drop their tanks. Some like to drop some tanks and then try to open the door and drop another tank. But for me, I just like to drop tanks, block off the doors, head on back to the MOC. When you get the prompt, you'll hit X and triangle at the same time. You should see your character teleport into the car and be sucked out of the MOC. And now this vehicle has a street plate that's attributed to my magic slot. And that means that this vehicle will now be on top of my magic slot. So I just need to take it in and save this vehicle by entering the MOC one more time. You should see a yellow loading save circle in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and this vehicle has now been successfully duplicated onto your magic slot. Alright, at this point you can feel free to just drive the vehicle on out. The same concept as before. We need to destroy our magic slot vehicle, get it placed in insurance. Now you can feel free to cook a grenade and also take the easy way out when you destroy your car. That way you don't have to communicate with Lester, spend the money for the cops to turn a blind eye. But once you do, we're just going to have to call our mechanic, get our donor vehicle out.
I'll bring it by.
We need the blue Tesseract from Spanish Avenue. And after a short delay, the vehicle should spawn right next to you. Your mechanic's usually pretty quick as long as you're not in a voided spawn location that's already been patched by Rockstar. But so far downtown, spawn locations haven't been really messed with. So as you can see, I've got the Tesseract here, and I'm just going to go ahead and go with the duplication process all over again. I got the vehicle I want to flip on my magic slot destroyed. I'm going to go ahead and take this up to the garage shop door, get the full alert and decline it. We'll back on out and head straight to our MOC. And this should automatically suck us in on a black screen. You'll just want to press your PlayStation button once to your dashboard, push it again to come back to the game. Alright, and once you're in here, you can go ahead and feel free to drop your scuba tanks to block off the doors, and we can go ahead and verify the check and see if you teleport by hitting triangle before you attempt to exit. Alright, now as you can see I was successful, so I'm just going to hit X and triangle at the back of the MOC at the same time. See my character teleport and glitch outside onto the map, and I have now stole that same numbers magic slot plate. Alright, so this vehicle right now is still attributed in my magic slot, but it is not saved. So I'm just going to go ahead and prep my disconnect. I'll press my PlayStation button and go into my network. Hover over connect to the internet, double tap my PlayStation button to come back into Grand Theft Auto 5. Alright, and so now my quick disconnect is prepped. I'll just go ahead and enter the back of my MOC with my donor vehicle. After about 5 seconds on a black screen, I'll double tap my PlayStation button and disconnect the internet. Now you should slightly see your character in the MOC, but you don't want to wait too long. Alright, and if you're successful, you'll be kicked down into story mode. From there you can feel free to load back into an invite-only session. And once you're here, you're just going to want to go ahead and give Moore's Mutual Insurance a call.
I think we can do that.
You need to be able to claim that Karen 190Z that you had on your magic slot destroyed. Alright, and even though we took that Tesseract back there, our donor vehicle, if you were fast enough in disconnecting the internet, it shouldn't save. But because it's on a magic slot, you should be able to pass them upgrades. And as you can see, I got the magic slot Yankton plate with the numbers plate on it, the lime green interior and accent with the lights that I wanted to pass. And this vehicle is now fully clean, but I'm not ready to store it in this state. Some of the body modifications have obviously altered. Flip codes weren't quite the same on the donor vehicle, so I'm going to take this on into LSC, and even though I've done a full flip on it, I can take advantage of it being on my magic slot and go ahead and run another quick flip and get all my upgrades and body modifications for free. So you just want to make sure to design your vehicle how you would like it. Make sure the engine, the brakes, the armor, the turbo, and the transmission are selected. And if you're like me, you also turn it into an in-game activated vehicle. Once you're ready, you can feel free to double tap your PlayStation button and disconnect. You'll be kicked down into story mode and you'll have to load back into online one more time, but when you are here this time, the vehicle should spawn with you on the map and be fully complete, 100% clean and ready to keep. If this is a vehicle that you've been storing away for a friend, you can also pass it off and not have to worry about there being any selected features or components, thanks to the magic slot. Alright, and so I wanted to go ahead and verify that this vehicle did actually turn into a King Cash magic slot activator vehicle. So once I spawned back into the map after doing my quick flip, I just wanted to take it down to LSC so that I could drive in and see if I would get the type of reaction that I'm looking for. And as soon as I pulled in, you'll notice that the tire design was removed from the vehicle on its own. This is a clear indicator that I was successful in creating a King Cash magic slot activator. And when I hover over the white line tire design, my rims begin flashing, and I'll know that I am fully activated. Alright, and so I don't want to make any more alterations to this vehicle. It should be locked in this state. So you can feel free to go ahead and return the vehicle to storage, get it off the map, get the magic slot vehicle out of your MOC. We're going to have to push it into a different location so that we can get a vehicle that we would like to dupe over in order to keep it. Alright, and so I've made my way back onto Spanish Avenue where it came from, and as you can see, I still have the original Karen 190Z here with a tan interior as we began. Alright, and it does have a Cash 190Z plate on it, and if I wanted to keep that plate and transfer it over to the new car, I just duplicate over that original version. Alright, but I'm going to keep the two separate as they're clean. One is a DMO activator and one will be a King Cash activator that's been customized. So I just have a donor car, Vapid Piss Washer with a street plate. But I've got custom plates unlocked, so knowing that this vehicle is going to pass me whatever plates on it, I just decided to go put my King Cash custom plate on this vehicle. So now when I duplicate over this slot, I'll be able to get that plate, and it'll be the final piece to this car, and we'll be able to keep it, no problem. Alright? So you'll just want to go ahead and get your MOC set up, and we're going to have to do the prep work all over again since we've disconnected and came back to the session. But you can take your MOC on down to the auto shop and go ahead and give your mechanic a ring and call out any of the vehicle that you would like to duplicate over to Luz, or your regular vehicle that you've just added a custom plate to. Alright, and so again, for me, I use the Vapid Dominator, the Pisswasser Dominator. Go ahead and get in that vehicle, and we're going to take it into our MOC and force push our magic slot out of the way. And so I'm going to be pushing my magic slot to the location that this vehicle came from, which again was Spanish Avenue. Alright, so you get the full alert and feel free to accept it. Once you have this vehicle stored in the back of your MOC, we're all ready to duplicate off of our magic slot, alright? And so I'm just going to take this Dominator out, cook a grenade, stand on the roof with it so that I don't get the cops after I destroy this vehicle and place it into insurance. And once you do, you can feel free to call your mechanic again and request out the vehicle that's on top of your magic slot.
I'm on the
That
clock.
flipped
What you
Karen
want? Some wheels?
190Z with the green interior.
It's on the way.
I need that new ride. Soon he'll bring it. It shouldn't take too long for it to spawn. In real time, it's usually about 30 seconds if you don't have a cooldown, but if you've been pushing vehicles really fast and you're into duplicating the vehicle over and over, it might be a good idea to have a couple of cars stored inside of your auto shop that you can use to cycle out. Alright, we don't want to be using a vehicle that comes from the auto shop because we want the full alert, but we could store some donors in there to cycle through as we flip. Alright, and you'll just want to get that alert, decline it. Should be sucked right back into your MOC. We're in a glitch state with this vehicle, so again, we need to drop our scuba tanks. Alright, and after you get your duplicated scuba tanks around your vehicle, you'll just want to make your way on back to the end of the MOC, where you'll get the alert for you to exit the MOC, and you're going to hit X and triangle at the same time. Alright, so that you can get extracted out of the MOC at the same time that you teleported into the vehicle, and this is the actual process that allows you to duplicate and steal the plate. Once you believe you've dropped enough scuba tanks, you can feel free to walk to the back, get the alert, X and triangle at the same time. As you can see, I was kicked out, and I've got the King Cash plate on my Karen 190Z. Now this vehicle will be attributed to the donor vehicle that we just got rid of, the Pisswasser Dominator. It will be a duplicate version, and it is no longer on our magic slot. Alright, and this version will be the version that you can keep for yourself. I do still have the original version on top of a magic slot that I pushed out to Spanish Avenue, and so it'll be important for you to keep track of your slots, not to make too many duplicates, and this way you don't lose anything. So I've went ahead and just took this vehicle right back onto Spanish Avenue, pushed my magic slot back into my MOC, and I did this just to show the difference between the two versions now that one has been flipped. Alright, my donor vehicle's here, and also the original version that I wanted to keep. And at this point, you can feel free to buy over it if you didn't duplicate over it, or get them stored off into other garages. Alright, no problem. We should be all good to go with our flip. We have a nice new 100% clean modded ride. We don't have to worry about any more of them selected or default components. And so, I hope with this method it'll help you guys out, be able to clean some rides. As always, be safe and have a great day, everybody. Peace.